Okay, so I basically consumed the whole 2024 USA Cycling Esports National Championships today on Zwift, presented by Zwift Community Live. Mr. Nathan, Mr. Dave did a fantastic job broadcasting. But I was watching the women's race, and I ain't accusing anybody of anything, but these are the things that I saw with my eyes. Okay, let me press play. So let's just get straight into the ladies' race. She's a beast. She beat me before. I'm okay with that. She's apparently sick and has COVID too, which is madness. So don't say you can't do it if you're sick. She got it done. WLC, baby. WLC, baby. I'm not gonna lie. This lady,
her hair has changed.
She looks like a beast.
Like, but I mean, she just looks like someone bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, right? Is that still a saying?
No.
I'd be afraid to race her. I'll tell you that much. I would be afraid to race her. Okay, we're gonna hit this Neokyo crit circuit ramp, and this is where things get interesting every time during this race, at least from what I remember.
With her.
Well, now Roach said, hey, you might have caught us, but as your teammate, I'm going to make a move now.
But these two, there's a certain synergy that they share, Aitken and Roach, for sure. Is they're going to, if they can get a few more women into that program at this level, they're going to become one of the dominant teams, for sure. Going back into Houston with Sarah Roach. Sarah with great leg speed here. A marathoner, a mom of two as well. I'm definitely thinking that Sarah Roach is going to become one of the cornerstones in our community, just like Kristen Kolchinski is now, right there next to produce
no,
you.
That's okay.
Fire socks.
Aiken here now, 5.6, so I like what she's up to. I mean, just making the race hard. She's like, look, and you know, maybe Dave, if you're the kind of rider that is like, look,
I would not be wearing fire socks during a race like this.
That's exactly what's going on here, and there it is, right on cue.
Yeah, and these two are really synced up, and I love that. If you know, sports are hard enough. To do it alone, you're missing out on a big part of the camaraderie. And these two women have exactly that. Talking about, that's Roach that you're in camera with, Sarah Roach here, and her teammate Melissa Aiken. They play off each other very, very well, and they're only going to get better.
Yeah, nicely done by Sarah Roach. Getting a little bit of a gap, actually. And Dave, because of
fire
the
socks,
standings
fire
and all
socks.
that, they're not that interested in chasing.
Nathan's confused.
As we take a look at two women who are really stepping up, Roach and Aitken on the front. Real Gallegos all chasing now. The story, and this is interesting, Sarah Roach has hit out with authority through the middle part of this race. This woman is absolutely relentless. So Roach now pressing forward. Behind her, the damage has been extensive. As we take a look at, they're just not going to give any leash out here, nor should they. Although I do want to see her teammate not chasing her.
Aiken, yeah, sitting in that second wheel there, interesting enough. That is making things a little bit more difficult. What's interesting to me behind there, though, is that you do see that Kolchinski as well as Van Houweling just marked right next to each other, not leaving each other's side one bit.
She has become the top emerging talent in esports. No doubt at all in my mind. And I think that when you look at it with Liz Van Houweling, Kristen Kolchinski, yeah, I mean, Gallegos, Nathan, she's going to be hard to beat out here today on this course, especially just knowing her motivation and her trajectory. Ugh.
Yeah, guy. I mean, well, does she have a kick, though? She needs to try and get away.
No. What exactly? And I think that any second now, we're going to witness a blistering attack from her. She has stayed in the wheels. She hasn't put her nose in the wind at all. There's nobody who's got more of a charge on her battery right now than Gallegos in this group. So we'll see. I'm pretty confident we're going to see something special from her.
Well,
either way, we're in for a treat.
Together, we are all together now at this point.
Nathan's reading the chat, I think, at the same time.
Really the calm before the storm here at this point. This third lap has been just Sarah Roach and now very, very quiet. There's some plans being made here in the background. You know that there's DS's.
I can't believe I did that.
Van Halen is going to have next.
I told you I was watching it live.
2024, Josh Lipka, they're all going to be in with Kolchinski here, chatting away. Obviously, the Riot team's got 3 riders in here who all want to take a win here. So, this is a major, their strategy. This is like obvious strategy being played out now at this point in the background. And Kolchinski says, okay, this is my strategy. I'm just going to take it to you.
Now, this is interesting because I want to see how Gallegos responds. When Kolchinski throws her first cards down, that moves us into the finale of this event. And it's still, she's lifting the pace, but she's not going quite all in yet, talking about KK here. I completely agree with your assessment a couple of laps ago, Nathan, that if there's one rider that needs to blow this group up, it's KK.
Yeah, and making the move here, but then heading right to the back here, as you can see. So, interesting enough, it looks like Kirsten here trying to make it happen, but unable to make the move past here. Now back in with Jen Reel here, 173 beats per minute, hanging on. Nicely done. M. Nyquist now to the front.
Christy Tracy's going to rejoin this group. Good job, Christy. That's what you call never giving up, and is the ethos of anybody. Christy Tracy's not only going to catch the group, she's going to go right through the group now. As we take a look at our peloton, we're going to come up pretty quickly here on the penultimate lap, right in the middle part of the race now. Bit of a break, really. When KK went to the front, I thought maybe she was going to initiate moving us into a whole new phase of this race, but that was not the case here.
We're back in with Shinsky here as she sits on the back here, Dave. As we come into 2 laps to go, I'm trying to get an idea of like what the tactic is. She's made these little bit of a moves and what kind of feeling that she might have in the legs now at this point with the way that she's moving. She tried just a moment ago, but just could not break it. Dave, is there going to be an all-in attack that she can actually make work here on this course? It's really difficult, and Roach is kind of controlling the sections of course where you can make anything move.
I tend to believe in KK, to tell you the truth, Nathan. I think that she's rolling through right now. This is not her committing yet. And, that's been, I would think, for Kristen over the years, her greatest development. She's always been strong. I think her patience and her ability to read a race and listen to Josh Lipka and their ability really to get a desirable outcome has greatly increased by being smarter about the way they race. And I think that's kind of what we're witnessing right now is Kristen Kolchinski. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I think that's where she's at right now. She could attack and go clear. I think she's waiting for the right moment.
Sarah now doing what Sarah's been doing every single time, same exact section. She does have a little bit of a gap now at this point. Looking behind her, is this causing any kind of damage to the favorites for the overall? Aitken's here, Roach is here. Now, here's the thing, Dave. I think Kolchinski's been given orders to just sit and let, and that's not the, a jump across might be the best move rather than go with this, right? And so this is interesting now because this changes the dynamic. Roach now over the top, Aitken's here, the Synergy team working together.
Remember, we were saying that what Kolchinski needs is that group to split. It's splitting, but she's not on the right side. Does she want to go across? As I think right now, this is fascinating. As all of the heavy hitters are marking each other back in that group, all of a sudden, this is a real opportunity. If these 3 women can work together, they might have found a scene here.
They have 5 seconds.
This is going to be fantastic. So let's see, it's Real, Roach, and Aitken.
Yep.
So they've been trying, Roach and Aitken have been trying to get this going for the last 2 laps. They finally have cracked the code. They've got Jen Real with them, gap going out to 7-8 seconds. This is a very interesting dynamic playing out right now, but this is not Kolchinski's problem, Nathan. These riders can go up the road. This is not going to affect her national championship dream. None of these riders, by winning second or third, are going to overtake her in the points table.
Now this is your 3-up group here now at this point. And 184 beats from right here coming from.
This will be the last
Roach
probably
now,
section I show
at
you.
176. Roach continue to press the pace now, as you can see.
Just look at the 3 girls and their power
she
numbers.
Really is on the move today.
That's all I was looking at.
Yeah, very motivated. I'd like to see these 3 sync up and work together. I think that's the chance that they have to pull off one of the biggest upsets that we've seen in racing history on Zwift. I mean, they're in with a chance here. We're looking at a 5-6 second advantage. It really becomes, Nathan, how negative does the racing get back in that chase group? How much are they going to be looking at each other as they're looking at the omnium, the overall prize? These 3 women are all in, committing to, so they're down to 2 laps to go now. And this advantage is enough that this conversation goes on.
Anyways, you guys can be the judge. I'm just presenting the evidence.
Getting up on that wheel, so that was a very dangerous moment, but KK's
That's what I noticed, and clearly the chat noticed as well, so.
Yeah, and it's 3 seconds up.
Anyways, not trying to throw people under the bus, but clearly this video is throwing people under the bus.
Playing it smart. They've got 3 seconds still up the road. 3 seconds up the road. They have not.
Anyways,
Kolchinski's sitting on and just following the wheel of Van Halen. Dave, at this point,
let me know your comments
I mean, what
in the comments. What do you think?
No, I think we have.
Did you watch, by the way?
KK's got to be chambering one.
Overall, I thought it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
That we're looking at is when they surge. The next
besides this point, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, like I said, let me know what you think in the comments below.
Those bigger jumps in the point structure are in favor of Van Halen. Kristen's got the bigger.
Smell you later, alligator.
She can stay within.